The Zacks rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks rank buys.
Agribusiness and appliances companies in each of those sectors is what we're going to be talking about for value picks with our value strategist Tracy Reinick. And one of them actually, I'll just tease it a little bit here, doubles into two investing categories, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So the first one, the agribusiness company, and it's also a food company, is Bunge.
Yes. I haven't covered Bunge in a couple of years because this whole industry it has been in trouble. So the rank just hasn't been good because the estimates have all been coming down and being slashed. Bunge is headquartered in New York State, but it does a lot of business in Brazil. That's where a lot of its oil seeds manufacturing is. Their soybean stuff is down there. I think some of their sugar might be down there. They are a global company, but a lot, Brazil is a huge agriculture country like the United States is. And even with the recession, they've still seen some struggles down there. So, but that is starting to turn around. Weather plays a huge part in all these food kind of companies, and that has been an issue. And then, supply and demand, if you have a big soybean crop, if you don't, like all these things happen. But Bunge is seeing better things going forward here, finally, and you're starting to see these estimates rise, which is why you get the Zacks rank number 2. And, shares are still cheap, trading around a little bit under 12 times. That's what you want to see if you're a value investor, and you're getting some growth here with the earnings. Finally, you're getting about 9% growth this year. For a value stock, that's pretty nice little,
perk.
Yeah. And you can see from the chart what has been happening to a lot of these agriculture stocks. So I tell a lot of value investors to be looking in this area. You have to wait for the Zacks rank to be better, 1 or a 2 preferably. But things are starting to turn around. It's just been free flow down for at least the last year. But again, they're cheap. They do pay a dividend.
They do, 2.6, right?
Yeah, that's a nice little benefit to be patient. You see a little bit of bounce off the lows here, so you're not getting quite at the low. But still, this is an area value investors should keep an eye on.
All right, then that appliance company, Whirlpool.
Yep.
All right, now this is the one that doubles as both a value and a growth stock.
Yeah, which is actually pretty rare. You usually get one or the other, but appliances are still hot. A lot of people haven't believed for a while that Americans in particular, because that's their biggest market, could still be buying all their appliances. Why are they still buying? But they are, and the housing market is still staying relatively hot. So you have some new construction where obviously they have to buy all the appliances. And then even in the existing home sales, appliances are older, they don't match anything,
when they
break down. Got to get a new one. So Whirlpool still expects 5 to 6% sales growth in North America. That also includes Mexico and Canada. But Brazil, again, just like with Bunge, still an issue. There's a recession down there, so they're not buying as many appliances. They see a 10% decline down there. It is their second largest market, but North America definitely surpasses by far what's going on down there. But even with that headwind of Brazil, still almost 19% earnings growth this year, another 13% expected next year. You're seeing that, estimates starting to trickle higher here again as people are thinking with the housing market staying strong, they might have a better quarter than what they were projecting for coming up. And you can see big sell-off over the last year when everyone thought, appliances are done, this is over. And then hit that low in February or so, January, February. It's bounced off that quite a bit here. Still trading a little bit under 12 times. Also a dividend, just like Bunge, 2.3%, I think. But everything, is lining up for a good market for these appliance makers. They also, interesting side note, JCPenney just started. Well, they've always sold appliances, but they started putting these boutiques in their stores, and they noticed huge sales in those boutiques, and they're rolling it out to 500 more stores. I don't think those are Whirlpool appliances, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that part. But just appliances in general are a hot commodity and where people are spending their money right now.
All right, do you own either one?
I do not.
All right, check out more stock information on our website, Zacks.com. Get on over, link to it all right off the homepage. With Tracy, I'm Terry Ruffalo.